want, number one, the Christ over meaning. So you're Christian, so Christ, and Jesus, sometimes we have Jesus Christ and we have cross and Jesus. So what's the meaning? The Christ over meaning. The second, the experience of the and the silence. So the meaning we learned last week and silent. So the Jesus have some kind of meaning and the kind of sign, and sometimes talk, sometimes they have silence. So how come I apply my lifespan and then the Jesus Christ and then life? Third, the physical purpose and the spiritual reservation. Because sometimes we have the burnout. That's why we learn burnout and then reservation and then tired over your lifespan. Number four, the spiritual recognition. So we have this setup. So last week we continue. There was one more time. We have the trauma and the burnout and the depression and the pain. From the Eden, we have a problem, the Eden story, right? So we have Genesis, Genesis 1 to 19. We have to create over the God and Adam, Eve, the birth system, and also the humans get out over the Eden garden, and then we start the pain and we have crime and we have a war, everything. The before we have a peace and the heart and the joy, but now we have suffer from the sin. So we have original sin and then we have the Genesis sin. So we have the second, the experience of our D and the silence. So the Jesus, the silence, the provide, why? Just watch. So Jesus want the cure and then they want the healing and the back to Eden, but the human, they keep going, the pressing the sin. So we have the D and the silence, so we have the proof in the evidence. And also the physical purpose and the spiritual interaction. So our modern people have the convenience, and we have the very easy, comparable, and then we have using the merchandising and then high quality of our technical all parts of problem. We have the spiritual interaction, and also the mental problem, and then spiritual the weak. So we have the solution. Okay, so we start with the trauma and the spiritual entry point. The page 21. The impact of a trauma on the path and the spirituality. The trauma. Do you know trauma?
Yeah.
What is trauma?
So trauma is like the kind of damage or scars on your heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have experience of a trauma? The child or you are the warden? Like,
yeah. Like
you can share.
when I was in elementary school, I really hated the mathematics.
Okay.
But at that time, I was also going to the clown school.
Okay.
So for getting into the private, the middle school.
Okay.
So even though I hated mathematics, so I got forced, to stick with the same question because I cannot answer. I have no idea of the process of the math. So, but my teacher was like, "Why you can't understand? What are you doing?" So it was trouble.
So still you don't have the mathematics. So in the computer, sometimes they're busy and you have the problems that depend on.
Mm-hmm.
The same. Yeah, I have the same experience.
Really?
The child, elementary in the video school. Okay. And then now, so how you solution? You change you want to more focus on the subject or just avoid the mathematics. So you change the major or you change the plan. Yes, plan.
Well, okay. As a result, I couldn't resolve that problem actually. I couldn't do that. So that's why I just avoided. Yeah. Just avoided studying mathematics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Good morning. So today is subject trauma, and also we have the spiritual entry point. Do you know trauma? The
Yeah.
meaning?
I have trauma.
Okay. What kind of trauma? You can share.
Because when I was a kid,
Okay.
I was bitten by a snake.
Okay.
That's why I'm afraid of.
Okay. So we have a child trauma. Same.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Sorry.
Sorry, is your first time, right? Okay. So do you know the trauma? The meaning? What's the meaning?
Something afraid of personality.
Okay. So do you have a child trauma? Your other age, the elementary or middle school? No. No. Okay. Okay, Minister. How about the trauma?
Trauma? Personally, I don't have really like personal trauma because grew up with a religious family, so
Okay.
I can't remember if
Not much.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm always happy.
Okay. So anybody would share the child trauma? Never. Okay. I continue. The page 31. The traumas, whether experienced individually or collectively, has profound and impact over various of aspects of human life and your personal life, including the spiritually. The white trauma is often the associated physical, and then physical repercussion, and emotional the problem, and then evidence of the family issue. The usually child trauma, they from the family members the issue, the 70%, and middle school and the high school maybe they stay and grade from the college or university, and then go out social life and job or the church member or job and then workplace. They have the second trauma. So everybody have the child trauma, but you don't remember. But some the big or the small, but usually the big trauma and they continue the freelance and then second trauma and the more conflictive. Yeah, so maybe you don't have not too much the trauma, the strong, the hurt, the break heart or memory. You're lucky. But some of the people have the suffer from the trauma, the child trauma, the 10 years or 20 years, and then they plus the second trauma, so they need a counseling or sometimes the specialist, and also and they have to take the medication. The white trauma is often associated with physical and then physical repercussion. Its influence on spiritual belief and then practice is equally the scientific, the shaping the individual experience, express or sometimes catch down their head. So we have individual experience and sometimes depend on our character, the personality. So some the activity, the people they more express easy, and then they control the stress and the management, and then sometimes they have a solution. But the depression people, minus the energy people, they keep the inside, and then very easy isolation and then isolation, the environment. So today we showed the apply the lifespan, and then I showed the solution. The trauma can challenge the every very foundation of our personal belief system. So sometimes the belief strong people have two kind of people. Too much temper, and the other side is a more intelligent, more they can controlship, and also they have a belief system. They will continue. They want to try to put the sign and then more good guideline lifespan. But some people have too much temper and then anxiety, So the belief is very important. So we had to more the training the myself. Okay. So I launched the live coaching in the Harvard Medical School. 4 years ago, we continued 4 years. They taught me the live coaching. So the trauma and then counseling. The life coaching is mean we not fix nothing for the other the situation. Only the find out the by self, the find out the issue and then the path and the root of the stress or some trauma. But coaching only the assistant. But counseling maybe we have treatment, the fix. So we are the two kind. So I will try to teaching the life coaching. And me, so you guys know specialists, so you assistant the people, so your church member or your family or your neighbor or your friend. So we have the goal, no counseling, no treatment. So we give the assistant the coaching.
Excuse me, sir. What is the difference between coaching and counseling?
The coaching, usually the licensed people, licensed the education, and the counseling, they have sometimes they refer to the medication, and the more counseling you have the direction. The life coaching, we found out or generally the people problem we see, and then just I give you tip, and then fix myself. Okay, the counseling, the 100%, it gives the some the guideline because of the, we have the stress management. The step 1 to 10, so 1 to 3, last time I told you 1 to 3 with the personal, the challenging, the peace or stress management by myself, and 3 to 5, that we will share the best friend or some people, right? The church member or some your teacher, the friend. But over 5 to 7, we have some the having the stress management, right? So we had to something, the coaching, right? We can advise the coaching is okay, but over 7 is the counseling or the physical psychology and some the counseling or medical doctor, they give the medication.
So counseling is more like supportive
Yeah, supportive,
compared
yes.
to coaching, because
Yeah.
like coaching is kind of like personal support.
Yeah, personal
Because
to
like
coaching.
based on like coaching, you have to
Mm.
like find out the solution by yourself, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, myself and some assistant.
Right.
But the professional is the counseling and then medication. So many people have the suffer from the anxiety and the trauma and the insomnia, the stress. So they're complex. It's not easy. So, but stress, a simple stress, the person you can see it. We know that, right? The personality, we know that there's some kind of trauma and then stress, right? But 1 to 5, we have to keep the secret, the private life, right? So you know that it's your problem, but you can share and the expression. Some people their heart is okay, but you not open the mind and then you just keep the isolation. There's some time it's continue, but the counseling and your treatment you have to open the time's history, right? So the counseling, they're using your experience and then the record, right? And then give it the tip and then the treatment and the medication. But you not open the 70%, the counselor just give the tip or guideline 70%. You open 100%, counselor, they're using the 100% of your experience and then your the stress, the trauma, everything, the formally, so they more expression or the touch, your body, everything.
Right.
So usually counseling we have include the physical, mental, the spiritual, the physical problem, everything. But the coaching, so we see you are generally the problem, but the assistant, right? The shuttle cable, right? The track, the goalkeeper, and then we have the electric, and then you have assistant, right? So I help you, and then you fix you by self. So sometimes the personal want to fix by self, but you know that you have problem, but you don't know how can I the solution, right? So I give the tip. Okay, this one. I give guideline so you can pick up some of the step
Yeah,
and the solution in the trauma too.
makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. The trauma can challenge the very foundation of our personal belief system. For those who hold strong religious or spiritual conviction, the traumatic experience, such as loss, the violence, or disaster may lead to a crisis of faith. We have an episode, the hospital story. We have the 10 months with baby, your mom. So the natural phase is all come together, the baby, mom together, the feed the milk is more comfortable and more cozy. So the child, the baby is more comfortable, the spread. But sometimes the mom have the problem, so the surgery after maybe suffered maybe 7 days or 2 weeks, the baby have feeling loss. So the personality they became usually trauma, the baby trauma. We taught the baby trauma. Baby they don't know, but physically they feel, oh, I'm lost. And the natural, the birth, and the mom, the baby, they know that comfortable because we start baby 10 months, they know everything because we have DNA, right? The DNA, and then later we talk to the genetic. Sometimes the mom eating some the fast food or the alcohol or tobacco, and or the health food and the music, loud music or the piano classical music, so they know that they feel it. Yeah, so mom habits they become the baby habit. So before the diabetic people have it from the DNA. Some people baby have already the diabetic, right? Because they follow the mom the habit. So here the same thing. We have the combination traumatic experience or such as loss and violence or this or the eating habit and then some the medication the addiction. It started already the baby. So we know that the trauma the start the born inside the baby too. So, but the 1 to 3 years they don't ever spread or think about, or they can think about the trauma, but physically they know that the feel the trauma. Because my experience, I'm maybe it's my age is 3, but my aunt I'm crying a lot. As my aunt giving her face touch, but I don't know. But my mom talked to me, your aunt, you beat up here your face because I'm crying. But I don't know that. But I'm still 30 years, 40 years. This aunt, not much good the relationship. Because physically I have a sense, oh, maybe I don't memory this situation that happening, but it's the body, and they know that, oh, she's hit me long time ago. The body remember. It's also baby trauma. And also we elementary school starting you learning the English or language and number, and then you can decide it and then to start the child trauma. Okay? And then others have it happening, some experience, the car accidents or whatever, the bank crash or divorce or some family pass away, have second the trauma. Okay, so we start the trauma and step by step, and then the graphic the different. The subjects may ask, why did this happen to me? Or where was God in my suffering? I have a couple days ago. It's my the shock, John trauma, because my dad passed away 3 years ago. My dad have the surgery, very simple. It's not dangerous. So, Daddy, I okay? Okay. So my dad talked to me. I'm okay. And then after 3 days, they passed away. So I'm here. My dad is Korea. So I can say I'm shocked, the trauma. So why? Because I'm not ready. It's send it to my dad, the heaven. Because my dad talked to me, I'm okay. So I recovered maybe a couple days ago. Couple days after I'm okay, but he passed away. So 30 days, almost 30 years, I have a trauma, depression, and then I can see my dad's picture because I'm not ready. They send it to heaven. So sometimes I picture, ignore picture because I want to control myself. But a couple days ago, my mom talked to me. Oh, your sister have some problem, medically problem. So I listened to my mom word, not sad, and anything no sensitive to my feelings. Why? The first of all, I want to more comfortable with my mom because maybe I'm surprising or some depression. Maybe mom have recovered to the challenging the control mind because she have said because 3 years ago my dad passed away, so she want to try to covering and pay the more the sadness. But now my mom have the bad news from my sister, so but she want to try to more recovery. So I want to help my mom. So but I have a little more trauma, but less than last time because my dad beat the trauma coming and the second trauma little low. So I'm more the peaceful, and then I want to more identity or the subtly and the check out some issue. So some people have a big trauma coming, and the second trauma we can more the stand up and the more easy recovery. But small piece of trauma, they have the big group, and then one time more big trauma. Some people, yes, silence and spiritual isolation. So this level, we need a counselor or medication. Okay, the piece of trauma. So sometimes the stress level that equal, the stress and the trauma equal balance. Okay, but trauma continue piece of trauma continue, and then more big board, and then one more the big trauma that can handle the shaking life. So they need some the focus the solution. The questioning is a normal the response as trauma. The discourse wants a sense of our security, the justice, and the meaning in the world. In some cases, there is the essential the question can lead to spiritual the distress, or even abandonment, or the spiritually high benefit, the belief. So we have the isolation too. So they don't want to go outside, open mind. They want to stay by self and then isolate. However, the trauma does not always dismiss your faith. It's not always. It's sometimes up and down. We can also depend or transform it. Some individuals find the solace, the hope, the purpose in their case during time of hardship. Religious practice such as prayer, meditation, or communal worship can provide comfort and sense of connection. Both a higher power and then a supportive community. So after 2 days, I listened to my mom. It's my bad news from my family. So now I can do anything I can do because my major and the oriental medicine or the computational medication, and I studied a lot of food therapy. I have experience nursing home or eye care, nutrition care, the cancer patient, dementia patient. So I have a knowledge. But problem, I can help now because my family wanted the secret because your sister want to open the world. So I can do anything. So only I do the prayer for time, my quiet time. Every morning, every night, the priest say with my sister, just to pray for her. So we hear the purpose there practice during time of hardship. The newly practice such a prayer, meditation, or communal worship can provide comfort and sense of connection. So I just to pray for my family. The medical doctor takes surgery or they give the medication. But sometimes we give the son the hiding chair. But more and more very important is the prayer, the community, the personal prayer, and then community prayer for more strong, very powerful. So it's a butterfly syndrome. So very small piece of prayer, they more collective, more community, and then the nationality, they more change the mood, and sometimes the cheer, or sometimes the cure from the Jesus Christ. So we are the point today class. So we have to pray for the people, the more strong medicine and then strong the surgery. Then the more and we need more assistant over the medical doctor's hand. Okay. Well, originally the doctor help with my body, but originally the creative of God, because God created me, my body, right? So God touched the healing the body, they cure. Okay. Also the trauma too. So for many, the spiritually becomes the vital copying the merchandising, the offering the framework for understanding the suffering and then the fostering the silence. So we studying the silence, define the silence. The concept of post-traumatic growth suggests that individuals may emerge from the trauma, the renew or the stimulated sense of spirituality. That having found new meanings or purpose as a result of their experience. The impact of trauma on faith, the spirituality, also varies across the culture and then religious transition. But now, so Iran, Israel, they have a war, and then also they connect the U.S. Maybe I worry about the third world or the world. So they have trauma because we are very peaceful here. But the world area, the people, they can sleep. They have a trauma because of Iran, Israel, so many times. So they have war trauma. So they can sleep because of who knows? Maybe tomorrow or now they come the missile or whatever the bomb, you can die, and then my family die. So they have a work trauma. So depend on the individually, the past, the belief, it didn't matter. We have the outside environment trauma, we can control by itself. Yeah, so sometimes the trauma, they have more under trauma. Iran, Israel, they have a war trauma. So long time here, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, right? They have the build up, the trauma. So different. We are the personality, the trauma, but they have a more worldism, the world trauma over there. Every year they have the trauma too, right? War trauma. So depend on the trauma and the solution. In some communities, the collective trauma, such as war or natural disaster, they may reinforce the community bond and then share the religious practice. The conventionalist, in contexts where the religious institution prepared to support or even contribute to trauma, the individuals may experience or disillusionment or orientation from their faith community. Ultimately, our relationship between the trauma and then spirituality, the complex and deeply personal. So I talked to the piece of trauma and collective, and the more the big the trauma stress, they come the complex, the deeply. So we have a simple and based or complex or the deeply personal life, and also they center the belief, and sometimes the belief is okay, or sometimes the depression or emotional problem. The why trauma can lead to a spiritual crisis and David. it can be also upon the path or healing and growth. The encouraging and then respecting or device or individual negative navigate this generally is a critical for caregiver, the counselor, and the pet leader to support the impact by trauma. It's my town have located mountain. Every year they fire, natural fire. So sometimes we have May to July. We had to prepare for the fire alarm. Sometimes they come every year. I live there so maybe 13 years. The 13 years, 13 times the fire. So we have to prepare the May to July. I have the trauma, stress. This time how many day or how many big or small the fire. So we have to prepare. Sometimes we have packing. We have to some excursion over the mountain area, and I have to go to my friend's house. Every year the same problem. So they have the two. So we have a critical word. In the journey, in my journey, we have the fire alarm. We have the use test every year, the May to July. So same thing here. So we have to providing safe space for spiritual inspiration and acknowledging or ability or questioning and the trigger and the collective healing and then service or integrate their experience into a linear sense of self and faith. They integrate so the complex. So here the parent, the belief, the personal, the community. So we have here the trauma. So we have to integrate. So if you want a solution and you have to solve the problem, you have to only the part, no part. We have to integrate. So we are totally at the approach. So we have the solution. Okay. In consideration, the trauma impact of our paid or spiritually, multi-phase, compassion both, and challenge or opportunity for growth. By understanding this dramatic interplay, the society can better support the individual on their path toward the healing and the spiritual thriving. I have now 5 patients. I can tell the name, just A and B. A is man, and the B is a female. But they have both problems. They have a trauma, and then they have so many the mental problem. So they take the medication. Each person they have every day 13 kind of medication. Yeah, so they both the problem. The one person they want to try the suicide 4 times in their life. It's only the 34 is man, and the female they can sleep long time because they have they usually they take the medication 13 or 20 bottle every day. So they have the 2 baby, but they can sleep because why? They have money. They have money more. They have no problem. Husband, job, no problem. But why can the sleep? Because of child trauma. So she have a lot of child trauma from the dad's mom, the divorce, the why and the suffer from the some happening and a long time ago, 40 years ago, and this is no solution. So they have to continue. They continue trauma. So 2 person, I'm approaching 1 person, I give them more love and more friendly. And the second, the person, I will approach more listening. So she talk a lot. She why I'm better, I can sleep. Why is my dad, my mom, my grandpa, he don't like my mom. So my mom learned from my husband, dad's house. So I growing only by myself. So my aunt give me some kid, something. So I work myself. I live myself. The 19, so studying. So they have a full story every time. So I listen to word every time talk at least 1 hour, 2 hours. But same word. They start the childhood trauma start. Why? So why I can sleep now? Because I long time ago is child trauma coming. So we have a solution. So we need to approach more the traumatic so therapy, and the other person just we give some tip in the guideline. So this person I give the life coaching, and then second the female the problem the situation I am more approachable the treatment and the therapeutic the coaching. So depend on the condition. The trauma doesn't just brush the mind. It often feels like a direct hit or the compass. When the unthinkable that happen, unexpected, it settles what the psychologists call a sensitive world. The basic believes that world is generally safe, the people are mostly good, and God looking out for you. So the value. Last time we asked the value, right? How much value is me, right? I asked you guys. So God created your body, your spiritual everything, and God looking out for you. So you have more keep I am the value person, and I am safe, and the people are most good, they like me. So you have more the field of your belief. So I'm the positive belief, very important here. So if you want to solve the trauma and the depression life, you have to keep in mind. Generally, good people, and good people like me. So you have escape or isolation their personal life. We have to open mind. Yeah, because usually depression people they more sleep and they don't want to no communication and they want to stay at home by themselves. They make work the God. So we have to more over the step or we have to escape from the place. So we have the basic the step solution over the trauma and the situation. But here is a look at how trauma differs both the spiritually, the backed by law and the honest account found in the Bible. Now, number one, you have the Christ of our meaning. The Christ, minister. What is Christ? You mean?
Christ is a savior.
Okay.
Christ meaning savior.
Okay. That's it. You get more word?
Oh, a crisis.
Yes. Christ.
Crisis. Oh my goodness. Crisis. It's like a certain situation wherein it's like a problem. No,
Okay.
it's yeah, it's a problem.
So we usually talk to the people Jesus Christ. Why the Jesus Christ? Why? Yeah, some people Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What's the name?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the question, sir? Why?
Yeah, some people. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's what do you call this? It's a habit, you know.
Yeah,
If
just
you,
a
you know,
habit.
if you habit if you have a problem, you say, "Oh, Jesus Christ."
How about your opinion? Why people are Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ. Why?
To help the problem.
They feel comfort and protection if they
Protection.
if they say the name of Jesus Christ. Or, yeah, because Jesus Christ is so powerful.
Why the people Jesus Christ?
I never use that word even when I'm in danger or something crisis. But people use many times. Just the Americans, they're like maybe inside some save me, my God.
Okay, saving that.
To
Okay.
explain the expression of that, I don't know.
Okay. Sonny, how's the Jesus? You sometimes you work using the Jesus Christ.
For peaceful.
Peaceful. Okay. So the Jesus Christ meaning is a positive meaning or negative meaning? Usually, you guys think the negative meaning or the positive meaning?
Something to have when they use something to have some not expected something.
Not negative.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's my mean the Jesus Christ sometimes using the Jesus. We sometimes we always we are exposed or non-expected situation, right? And sometimes the save my body, sometimes Jesus Christ, and then sometimes no exclude people. Oh my God, disappoint. Oh Jesus Christ, how can so? Please save. Please keep my mind. So I want to handle, keep is my God heart inside here. So not depend on what situation. Sometimes shake, and some people want to shake my heart. So sometimes make the joy people or depend. Some people make the sin and then they give a hurt my heart. So we have to God the Jesus Christ. So we have to have it, and the more point of meaning is a more peaceable mind. So we want to keep. Sometimes shake my life, but sometimes we driving the road. But some people, now especially they come in, we have car crash something, right? But sometimes I want good hand, but some people they give more unexpected action. So we are sometimes we are not happy. So we shape the peaceable mind, and then cross only the follow is the God heart. Okay, this is very important. So Jesus Christ, and also one more meanings the forgive. The Jesus Christ, the Jesus saved me, and I have my problem. I'm trying a variation, and the Jesus saved me, right? The free over the jail, right? So sometimes Jesus Christ, some people hurt me, but we have to more forgive him. So the Jesus Christ meaning the king mind, and I'm son of God, and I'm the Christian, and Jesus Christ is my Christ heart, and then forgiver. The same, the three part. So trauma, the first of all, we have to more forgive some people. The trauma often focus the spiritual inventory. If we believe that the good things that happen to good people, the traumatic event creates more massive cognitive or dissonance. The stronger, you might find yourself asking why or where was God. This can lead to shattering or hate or commercially or despair or planning to for survival. So sometimes we have the isolated environment, and some the happening, I can solve my problem. So why God give me this hard time? Why? Where is my God? So why not show me? Because here the God talk to me. God, look out for me. My situation. Where's God? Why not touch me? And nothing. So we have spent the time. So we had the kid, the God, the safer line inside here. So where's God? And then you might find yourself asking why. So why? We have a question, we have an answer. The answer have the question. So this means the trauma event creates the massive or cognitive decisions. So here, the single time, you have to save the God. So we have to find out. So God, where are you from? Is my station root or trauma? So we have to see. Obviously, we have to see the situation and how can I do? I can do anything. Please save me. So where was God? In summer, how can I do? I can solve my situation by myself. I can do anything. So where was God? In summer, I can do anything. Why? And when I the God, the touch is my situation. So selling or faith or commissary and despair or climb to for survival. So everybody wants to survive, right? So you have to just ask for them. Ask the God. How can I do? I can do anything. So please save me. Is the answer. The biblical example, the job. Job is a quite essential example of trauma. In single days, he lost his children, his work, and his health. His response was the lead prayer. It was a God watching Raymond. He cried the day he was born, John the 31, and depended on audience with God, decline his ignorance. The John showed us that faith under trauma isn't about the having answer. It's about the single state, the conversation is the divine, the minister. You can explain John 31. The John. They have a single day, he lost his children and his work and his health. His response was a later prayer. It was our God monitoring the lemon. You can explain this situation? How about your side? If you are same the problem, how you appear and how you are the spiritual the condition. Minister?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Maybe the same thing, your story. You lost your children and your weight and your health.
Okay, so he lost his children as well. Okay, about Job.
Yeah.
What's the question, sir?
So maybe your story. So
Oh, my story.
yeah.
Oh, good thing. I never experienced Job's experience,
Okay.
but his experience really is amazing because he really proved to God that whatever happens, he still remained faithful to the Lord.
Okay.
You know, even if he was nothing, He was he's very rich before, but he was tested by the Spirit of God, and then he proved to the Lord that he's very faithful whatever happens.
Okay. So when you have the same the problems, second time it's not happy, right? You quest for your God, or where is your God?
maybe before, but now that I know God, maybe I will also follow what Job did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
because-
you're mystery now. The before you're okay. How about you? Maybe your story.
Sorry, about what? Sorry, what is the question?
You have a family. You have lost your children, and then you have lost your money, and then you lost your health. So how should you appear? So how can I do?
How do I treat that situation?
Yeah, the same situation.
That's a pretty tough question because
You don't know, right? You're single now,
I mean,
right?
yeah, exactly. Sorry, yeah, you remember, yeah, but literally, I think I'm waiting, just like at the point where time passes.
Best, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So when you pray for Got it?
And then yeah, and also I think I gotta work so hard
Okay.
to forget everything. You know what I'm saying? Not to notice it. But
Okay. How about Sonny? If you have the same situation, you have a family, you lost your children, and then you lost your work, and then you lost your health. What to do? You have a solution you by yourself, or
I don't.
you crying or pray? You have a family here, right? Yeah, so you're not eating, right? Maybe sad, right? So maybe you cry or pray. I think only both, only your choice one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Your story.
Maybe it's not like Job, it's very worse. But sometimes in our life, we also experience like some situation that we lost everything, or sometimes not material, but also in your emotional. So, well, it's good that we are Christian because there we have our Jesus Christ who comfort us, the Spirit of God who comfort us. So the only way you should do is to pray because God answers our prayers. So when God answers you, you just wait for the answer because God is really answering your prayer.
Okay. It's my story. I have 35 years ago, I'm in the middle school. When I'm middle school, we have my dad worked for the government, the CEO, and we have a second
In
business.
Korea, sir? In Korea?
Yeah, Korea. Yeah, 35 years ago. We have a son, the farmer of the ginseng business, Chinese ginseng. But we had the ginseng, they had the 5 years we had to continue work, and then we had the harvest after 5 years. But they have the natural disaster, the overflow, so they get everything. So we lost the money, and suddenly my dad's shop, so emergency room, and my mom have a depression. So my mom's friend talked to me, David, you now your oldest son, so maybe your dad passed away, and you have to learn, you have to make money. You have to do. You support your family. So my family have lost money, and we have a big house. We moved to the small house, and my dad almost shop in the emergency room. So, and my age is middle school, maybe 16. So the mom friend talked to me, you have to make money because you have to support your family. So this work, over 35 years, every day I have my the spiritual memory. I have to make money because I had to support my family. So I can never forget this word. My mom's friend talked to me. There were 35 years. So I know that this situation. And then 5 years ago, almost I cut the hip. With some medical, we have a big problem. My family doctors talked to me, maybe I have to cut to both. But I can't do anything. So I pray. Yeah, please save me. Because any kind of medication apply in my situation, they don't work. So I almost died, but the God saved me. Because I'm under fasting 40 days, and I'm prayerful. So I cured the kid. But now I'm looking okay. So I have experience this kind. Lost money and health. But now I handling my dad passed away and then my sister bad news. So I know that the before I used nursing home, I cared the cancer patient and the dementia patient, every day pass away. Okay, you see tomorrow, the last day I come the hospital, gone. The bed room is clean. Where's your patient? That passed away last night. Every day two patients pass away. So I have trauma. I can give more heart the people because maybe tomorrow I can see it no more, right? So we have some trauma, yeah, the relationship. So everybody have the trauma individually and the personal the trauma. We have the shape different and then deeply and then personally. So we don't know. So we have to sharing the community. So sometimes it hurt. So more deeply the treatment from the counselor or the medical doctor, but usually most of the trauma you have to more friendly approach and then you have to listen to their experience, the real little patient, because they have a more little day more lovely. They want somebody listen to somebody, but usually the people have some mental problem. Maybe we not approach them because it's a mental problem. So take the isolation, the disconnect connection, and then no communication. So they have more and more the deeply more trauma. So we have to listen to their word. The first, the Bible example, the personal of our lemons, the nearly third of our personal lemons, the cries of pain. David and the others, why is the incredibly shocked? My God, why have you forsaken me? The person, the 2 and 2 1. The Bible gives us literally over great, the proving the feelings of God, the records, the very part of our spiritual experience. The abandon, the where's God? God, please share me. So everybody feeling have a abandon or isolation by God. Yeah, because why they have the pain? So I told you, right? It's adding the story. So the bad part of our spiritual experience. So we have a lot of the experience over the lifespan. So we have to keep the feeling every time look over me from God, and then God is my side. So the first the 21. My God, why have you forsaken me? Right? So please remember, the God is on your side. The silhouette, right? The sunlight, maybe we have a silhouette, right? Silhouette here every day. Maybe we turn off light, you can recognize your word, the silhouette, your shadow. So we have to keep any kind of situation or any kind of problem. I'm okay because it's me. Every time here, right? I'm stuck, you stuck. We work, they work. I learn and they're learning too, right? So for darkness, we have a forgive up, give up, and then we set it, and we not recognize God is not my side of me. Maybe we can handle the drive easily, and so we had more and more the trauma, more stress for life. So every time we have to remember the silhouette, the shadows in my side. The physical purpose and the spiritual expression. The trauma leaves the body when your nervous system is a struggle or fight. The spiritual discipline that feels impossible. You can pray away the panic attack, the pathway, the cortisol spot, the cortisol stress hormone. Sometimes you can the feelings dopamine, serotonin, endorphin. It's good energy, the hormone. The serotonin is negative hormone. Adrenaline hormone and then cortisol hormone is a stress hormone. So cortisol spike, you have to be careful. Sometimes caffeine, energy drink, you have to be careful. Sometimes you have sleeping or sometimes depression, you need some of the sugar. It's more, the sugar tastes more support to your mood, right? But sometimes addition, the caffeine addition, is the cortisol hormone spike. Yeah, cortisol from the kidney here, either here, they start. So sometimes some patients have the cortisol too much hormone, they more the bone, and the pace more, the swelling. So you have to be careful the cortisol. Too much stress level over. You have to little serotonin, little sweetness or the chocolate, okay. But the energy drink is no good. The caffeine, they more, the worse. The spike. The stranger, the feeling, the spiritual lazy or broken, because you can't focus on scripture or attend the service without anxiety. The biblical example, Elijah, after the trauma being hunted by King Jezebel, the prophet Elijah contemplated or deserved and asked that day, the king, the 19th, Nobody God didn't give him the summon the first. He provided food, water, sleep. So food, water, and sleep, the very basic of my life, and were the keep emblem of the healthy life. The God addressed Elias' physical trauma before speaking to him is a gentle whisper. Okay, so the food, we have to keep daily is a good health diet, and the water. The water means because we have dehydration, our body physically, our body is not dehydrated. So dehydrated means we little hormone. We have 27 kind of hormone the world, and then we have more oxygen, also lymph circulation. So we have the water is very important, and then sleep. The sleep 7 to 8 hours is very good for the sleep time. The less about 4 hours oversleep, 12 hours, have a depression. People they should sleep or too much oversleep. So 7 to 8 hours. So 7 to 8 hours we wait from the good solution of the sleep time. So we have more focus, more trauma. So trauma, want to overcome, you have to put water, sleep. Is basically you have to put the maintenance very important here. Number 4, the spiritual reconstruction. The post-traumatic growth. I told you post-trauma cause. The white trauma is so devastating, it can also lead to more troubles. Page 1, that is the base on easy answer for the surviving the experience. The page page 34. The stringer, the moving from the black and white, the pattern that can hold mystery, the pain and hope, simultaneously. The Bible example, the Peter experienced the trauma of his own the failures and the violence that of his leaders. He went from Dennis Jesus out of fear to becoming the ground and politic leaders. His reconstruction didn't urge his task in import his capacity to support others in their suffering. The trauma where the spiritual response, the trauma symptoms, the spiritual manifestation, and the biblical counterpart, the hyper-religions, the fear of divine, the judgment or the bad karma, the often the feeling the target by God, the numerous inability to appear, the spirit or peace, and person 88, the only the first, happy ending. So we have the trauma and the spiritual response. We have to do more, the memory is good. Maybe exam, middle exam, okay? I told you, right? You every 100% attendance, no exam. Maybe sometime coming or sometime not coming, we have a middle exam, okay? The isolation, and we have a utilization. 어제는
교수님, 제가 질문이 하나
네.
있어요. 피로가
네.
이게 성경의 피로가 그러니까 우리가 트라우마가 이제 모든 그런 어떤 상황에서 일어나는 것들이잖아요. 그 이제 불에 인해 일어나는 문제 아무튼 그런데 이 포스트 트라우마 그러면은 한번 어떤 트라우마가 있는 데서 그 다음 상황에서 우리가 상상할 수 없는 어떤 그 아픔이 다시 재현돼서 일어나는 거잖아요. 근데 피로는 그때 그 트라우마가 있은 후에 오순절날 성령을 받고 완전히 다 치유가 된 거 아니에요?
네.
그래 아니 오순절이 아니라 부활 그 아침 조반상 주께서 차려주실 때 그때 너가 나를 이들과 다르게 사랑하느냐? 너가 이들보다 나를 더 사랑하느냐? 이 사랑하느냐를 묻는으로 해서 다 치유가 됐잖아요. 치유가 된 다음에 오순절날은 얼마나 막 담대하게 그 말씀을 선포했어요. 그래서 3,000명이나 세례를 받게 되잖아요. 그런데 이 피로가 어떻게 포스트 트라우마 이해가 되는 걸까요?
Okay, the post trauma, I understand.
네.
I told you the trauma, we have the baby trauma, I told you, baby trauma, and then child trauma, and the secondary trauma. So the peers have trauma.
네.
Also, so many people, only one part of trauma, give and take, give some people have or receive possible or active giver. The people they both have the trauma. The post trauma under, because under means invisible or visible. So post trauma invisible, but because we have a last time, the long time of history, have the trauma as individually, but visually, now we present trauma. So sometimes, for example, maybe long 35 years ago, I touched something, the ball, very hot, right? Maybe I want to eating the noodle soup. So the baby, the touch, maybe yellow color, yellow fry pan, I touch, it's very hot. So my memory have the yellow color, and then some situation long time ago, I have experienced the hurt, this kind of the situation. But sometimes, and the others have the same situation. Automatically, this yellow color, the fry pan, the heart, because I have a burn long time ago.
교수님 이해했어요?
Yeah.
여기 답이 있어요.
Yeah.
네.
Yeah. So answer there. So post trauma, the pillars. Yeah, pillars.
죄송해요.
Yeah, pillars. Why have the trauma? And as I told you, everybody have trauma, but invisibly and the visibly. So the post trauma, and here the second trauma. So here the personal, the community, the faith, the behavior belief. So we integrate. So the Peter and then Jesus have to have the trauma, because so many times the students they based over him, right? Jesus taught, you really you love me, why I asked 3 times before? Because Jesus too have a trauma. I can't believe no more. Because so many Adam problem, and then the people, Judah and Pedro, they visit me, so they can no more. Maybe I'm Jesus, I can believe you. Joy is not coming. Oh, Joy might not come today. So come every day. So, it's lady, very obviously. So, but I believe because only one time they every day come early, but every day they come in. Forgot it. Okay, the same person. But maybe no belief, no trust, no more, right? So, Yuda Pedro have the post trauma and then some the personality, and also they have trauma too. But Jesus too. Jesus have the trauma. I can believe people, right? Because I'm trying to save the people, but also Jesus, maybe he have a maybe trauma, maybe only they say nothing, right? So it's a loss of trust. Yeah, loss of trust. So she asked him the post trauma, the fears, but answer here. The loss of trust, the questioning God, the characters, the goodness, the Jamir's writing the prophet, okay, here, and the safe and restorative counseling dialogue. So we have an answer here too. In trauma-informed care, the post-trauma too, the safe and restorative, the dialogue is less about finding a cure and more about creating the sensory. When the spirituality is involved, the stakes are wider because you are just discussing or first task, you are discussing their ultimate sense of believing and the truth, and they know it. Here's how counselors and spiritual mentor negated or delicate entry point without the causing future harm. The future harm because sometimes we have the non-expected issue, no matter we had some the shaking and we had the driving the bicep, but here the entry point without causing future harm. So anytime we had to open the situation, right? Anytime non-expected. So we're not God, right? Even the God is not expected, but God knows everything because He created all the world. So He knows that, but we don't know the future, right? So without causing future harm, so here's how counselor and then spiritual mentors navigate or does delicate entry point. So God here, the good counselor, the mentor, because He have the safe and then destroyed. Look at here. Establishing or safety containers. Yeah, containers, the framework, same thing. The containers, and then we have the frame, because we have to keep the picture, the safety work, so we have the picture and the same from the framework and the container. So this makes Eden. Eden is a container and framework. The God taught Adam, Eve, you stay here, you're peaceable and joy, no pain, right? But they come out because why? They broken the rule. So they eat the food, right? So they have the sin. So they come out. The God container and the framework. The safe containers here. The before single the spiritual question is asked. The shape dialogue must respect or window of our tolerance. If a person is a hyper assured, analysis or panicking or hyper and then hypo, or feel the numb and the shut down. So we have the hyper and the hypo. they cannot process the spiritual concept, the passing and the choice. The counselor gives the survivor the remote or control. Remote control. What is the remote control? Studying. What is the remote control? Remote control. Grace. What is the remote control?
Remote.
What is the remote control?
It's
Here.
It's
It's a matching, right? The screen and the remote control.
much.
I want to pick up the choice. They come show out, right?
Mm.
So what is mean the remote control? The Christian.
Pray.
What is the remote control? The Christian like
Pray.
Oh, Christian.
praying. The God.
The Spirit of God and Spirit.
Okay.
We need to be connected with the signal of God, or we need to become like Him.
Yeah, matching the
Match.
connection, right? The signal match. Maybe channel 7, I'm putting the channel 9. It's not mine. Maybe Joyce's cell phone they using, right? So this is remote control for this TV. This setup. The visualization, this setup. So before we add in here, add in channel 8, but now channel 9. So in connection, there will be no screen, right? So we have to back the add in channel 7, we have to matching. Okay? It's very easy to explain, right? The remote controls, they might say we can talk about the God trace. The God taught today, we can leave that in the door. You decide this one. Okay. The God won't give a chance, but you stay all the door inside, never change. Come out. Yeah, come out. Open door from your post-trauma or any kind of the violence or the issue will come out. So you come out, we set up the channel 7, right? So maybe stay over there, then open door, then I come in, never with inspiration. Okay? So we can talk about God today. God talk today, now. What time now? Almost finished, right? Yeah, so 11:30. So God talked today, 11:30 now. You guys, you will class with more illustration, more setup, and the revelation, your life. But God did not talk to the yesterday. Whatever, you are oversleep, or you are sick, or you are some kind of issue, they not mention about the last time, not tomorrow, now, 11:30 a.m. now. So God talked to the present here. They might say, we can talk about God today, or we can leave that at the door. So you decide, this restore the urgency, that trauma will talk away. So God will talk to me, you open the door, you come in my front. So we have to fix the trauma. Okay, this door, the agency door, trauma, the two-way. The low bypass zone, or illustrative or dialogues, you skillfully avoid the spiritual bypassing. The using negligence or the flexions, God won't give you more than you can handle. God won't give you more than you can handle to skip over the hard work of emotional pressure. Sometimes you have high pass area. You drive in freeway. Yeah, you drive in freeway, couple line, and a high pass way, right? So you don't need to stop. They keep going, right? But we have regular line. You have traffic, too much traffic. Yeah, and then high pass area, high pass or couple line. You have more notice for the traffic line. You keep going, right? So you're thinking here, the God won't give you more than you can handle. The identifying the spiritual entry point. The entry point is the hooks where the survivor was spiritual life, the naturally intersect their trauma. The restorative or counselor listen for those dams. The laments were entry points. When a survivor is spiritually angered, the Tao were divine. Instead of correcting their theology, restorative dialogue validate the restorative response. It sounds like you appear disturbed by the protection you wear the promise. Just heavy weight to carry. So it sounds like you feel the disturbed by this protection you are promised. That's a heavy weight to carry. So maybe Jesus maybe said, but you love me, you love me, you love me. So how many times? Because I can't believe it. Because already Jesus have the feel basically over the people, right? The identity entry points, the trauma often tells a person they are damaged good. Damaged. What is damaged? Broken, right? Broken stand, broken belief, and broken truth. Or stain. Stain. Sometimes when we are dishwasher, and then maybe carefully still dry and then no stain. But sometimes we are just hurried and then they're not good. Dishwasher maybe a lot of stain over there, right? And then after drying your bubble and the stain. So the damaged good or the stain. The spiritual can offer counters. Narrative or inert word, the imago Dei. Imago Dei, the last time we learned. Restorative dispenser, trauma say you are defined by what happened to you, post-trauma. Does your fate to have another lens for you? Yeah. So the post-trauma, and then you have secondary trauma, and then also integrative, so complex. So this is here. Does your fate have another name for you? Does another our trauma, the same different. And maybe I give an example, right? The noodle, crack and noodle bowl, they're very hard. So same value, same kind of trauma, but child trauma, and then because they have situation early aging, but now we have other aging, but now you can control the same trauma. You can maybe touch before, you can see the turn off the light. So you can control the same trauma. But post-trauma, too late. It happened. So, but the trauma, they come in every time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe I boiling the noodle soup, maybe this trauma, they come in. Yesterday, I forgot I can control, but sometimes, same problem. So we have to more, my movement or my act is more immediately, and then the limit, the more the be careful, because here does your fate have another lane for you? So every time coming trauma, different shape, more deeply different. The big or small, but you have to know that, right? So already memory, you have the memory. 45 years ago memory, yesterday have a memory, today memory, maybe future, unexpected future, they come in. So we had to organize the trauma. So maybe you can control, maybe this first trauma and the second trauma, and they more complex, you can handle. So we had to integrate the focus, and then we need some advice over the counselor or the mentor, we need more some advising and more counseling. So we need some apply in my lifespan. The schedule literal entry point. Sometimes the word fail. Entry point can be found is lighting the candles, the cylinders, or specific literary or feel the grinding. The illustrative dialogue. The immersed model, the powerful biblical framework for the illustrative counseling is a load to immerse look the 24. If you have time, you can see the Bible. It provides the three-step model for spiritual entry point. So we know the situation, we know problem, we know what kind of the trauma in my life. So we have to know that, but it's not enough because we have to more approach the solve the problem, but we have to step by step. Only one time you can fix everything. We do step by step. So they have the three-step model for the spiritual entry point. Number one, the listening. I told you listening. Because so many people, trauma people, have isolated people, depression people, they talk a lot. But we have to we have to position the listening position, not don't talk, just listening point. Okay, so the word listening. The Jesus word is a trauma these people for mind before revealing who he is. He asked them, "What are you discussing?" He let them vent their disappointment and the grief first. So listening. The reframing. We have the container, the framework, the broken, because the Adam and Eve, they broken here. So we had this framing. Maybe we share, maybe problem here, we had to fix. So we can using, let's read, right? Maybe it's broken, I can using the reframe. No antique. We buy an antique chair, we had the reframing, right? So we had the primer and the container. Because we had to more back to the container, the God work. Only after they have spoken that we have them see the trauma, the perfection, the thoughts, larger or meaningful land. So we have to land the larger, the thought, the trauma, the table, the physical safety. He break is them. Healing is a criminalized or moment or physical nourishment and then communal connection. So table, so Jesus make a table. Most of all very important, we have to share the table, very important. Maybe I blame to Joy. Why you come late today? I miss you. Why you came? You lady person? So maybe he upset, she upset, right? He angry. So it's my list of problem. Why talk to this word? So she maybe next week she don't come in here. My problem maybe the school staff blame me. My mistake. So Joy, okay, I buy coffee after the class. So more okay, share hand in hand. No problem, right? So Jesus want to share, and then they want to make the good relationship. So they have the nourishment, eating together. Give the bread take out and then give to them. So we sharing. So the table, the physical safety. So means the table means is practical more safe area, right? Maybe enemies we can maybe Iran and Iraq or Israeli people now wartime. Hello, how about dinner tonight? They can eat? No, right? The safety. So the table means the practical or safety. So just want to make a illustration, the communication and then community and then relationship. Okay, so very long. 3 part. Listening first. If you are hurt, if you are somebody, you have to listening. Okay? Yeah, 70% listening, and then the speak the 30%, and then perfect. But you have to sharing. So listening, and then you share. Okay, I understand. I do my experience. I have some kind of trauma. So same value. So together, give and take. Okay. Oh, you do? Yeah. I have the same problem. Little similar problem, but different kind of trauma. But we sharing. So equal, right? Yeah. And the table together, the safety table is a 3-step. The keep difference or dialogue style. The transfer the advice giving or respective trauma informed dialogue. the traditional advice to giving. So some kind of counselor, I study counselor, the problem, okay, patient want to talk to them, okay, I know, I study a lot, more than you, okay, so I want something, okay, listen, okay, we have to do. So advising, the giving, the transfer. Now, so the counselor, okay, okay, you talk to some give and take, okay, yeah, I have some kind of experience, okay, so continue the house problem, house pill. So we have question and answer. The before counselor talked, no listening. So advice, okay, you have to do not. You have to do not. So transfer now, you have assistant, coaching and counseling. So assistant, okay. So patient had to decide, and then you help them. They more figure out what kind of root problem, and then more deep or long time of the time story to come out. The more help each other together, win-win. Here only the one side, the concept. The focus word, the fixing the word, the traditional, the focus on reducing the pain. And here, okay. So we have time here. You see here.
It's done.
Yeah. A self-dialogue example. Surveyor, I try to pray, but I just feel sick. I think God is discussing with me. Here, okay, you have time, this one. The self and the destructive counseling dialogue in the relation to trauma, the spiritual entry point, involves several key aspects. So addressing spiritually and then creating trust, the trauma-informed care, the meanings making. Here, you have time. We'll talk this one. And also the support network. Encouraging connection in the support network can enhance discovery, as shared experience can provide emotional support and validation. That is relevant or essential for creating safe and destructive counseling dialogue that encourages complex relationship between the trauma and then spirituality. Here, so I give homework. This one you learn here. Okay, you see here. Last one. The many common symptoms occur across type and the experience of trauma, including physical distress, instinctive memory of trauma, and then heightened level of arousal. Degrees of spiritual trauma not only impact individual physical, the mental, emotional well-being, but also their spiritual well-being. Because degrees spiritual trauma can deeply impact client mental health, the counselor have a responsibility to develop or knowledge the skill and the awareness of a support client who have experienced this type of trauma. Okay, so today we learned the trauma and the spiritual entry points. We have the four kind of the step, and then the impact of trauma paid in the spiritually. The one, the class of meaning. The second, the experience of divine silence. Third, the physical purpose and the spiritual distraction, the spiritual administration. And then also, if you want to approach the trauma, the solution, we have the three steps. The first, listening. Yeah, listening. So you have to listen the client word, and we make the safety. Yeah, safety practical safety. And then third step, we have table. So today we launched the trauma. Okay, anybody have a attention trauma? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah, you come later. What kind of trauma before? You have a child trauma or
Yeah.
what kind of?
Nearly drowned in the river,
Okay.
so that made me feel sick when I see water.
Okay, the still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the solution. Okay. maybe you have to join the class, the swimming class, right? So you have to double your safety. So yeah, we have a lot of the thought of the solution, right? So never, forever, you don't want to approach the sea or the water. But if you want to overcome or you require the situation, you have to try to the beach or some swimming pool. So we have to try the class. So we had the more the lobbies or some the bit over the pair over the water. Yeah, the same thing. I have the trauma before a long time ago, and maybe my mistake. So the waters I can swim. So somebody to save me. So I can swim too. Yeah, but now a little bit. But before I can go the water. The same thing. So you have to overcome. You have to train the myself.
I overcame already.
Oh, good. Yeah. So we mentioned of the trauma. So everybody have the trauma individually, the deep or light, and the big or small. So we can fix the post trauma, but we have the lucky because we can decide by ourselves, right? Not child. The same trauma, but now we have a solution. Yeah. So maybe you know that figure out what kind of the trauma root and then what kind of size is and then what kind of damage or broken. So now you can handle it. So maybe over line over trauma, you have most of the finding the specialist or counselor. Okay. So now by position the coaching, life coaching. Because I want to give I teaching you and then I give the tip, right? So you can find it you by yourself at home after class or sometime. But the counselor and the medical professional, the advisor,